Henry doesn't know how to layer his vocals, and it sucks. He sees his favorite artist ascend to heaven while he's still stuck on this planet. I know, he says, I'm gonna build a rocket, and it goes horribly wrong. He ends up zooming past heaven and crashing into the DAW death beam. What's this? A government project designed to brainwash people into using Ableton? Get out, you conspiracy theorist. We don't accept free speech here. Apollo layers his vocals like a god. Song after song, he creates layers so heavenly that it would make Jesus proud. And as a result, he becomes the king of the lands. And also he keeps his mouth shut about Ableton to make sure that he doesn't go. By the way, if you want me to go super in-depth on recording, mixing, mastering, music videos, social media, creativity, etc., I'm currently building a course right now on all of that. So if you're like really tired of making trash songs and you want to finally make cool songs that you're proud of, check the top link in the description and go cop that. But without further ado, let's teach you how to do harmonies. Let me tell you a story quickly, bro. So I remember back in 2022 when I first discovered FL Studio. After I had learned how to mix, I sat there and sort of thought, there's something still missing to my songs. The main vocals are there, but the song doesn't really feel well-rounded. It doesn't really feel complete, and it doesn't sound as professional as it could sound. It actually sounds a bit empty. And this is where I found out how to use things like harmonies, ad-libs, and just layering your vocals tons. And it can make all the difference, right? Watch this. So I made a song, and this is what it sounds like without any doubles, ad-libs, harmonies, whatever.
I really miss way back when I played my crowd with friends. I didn't want that time tag. Hey, I didn't want that time tag.
Right, so as you can see, that sounds okay. But then when we add in stuff like doubles, ad-libs, and harmonies, it just sounds so much better. Watch this.
I really miss way back when I played my crowd with friends. I didn't want that time tag. Hey, I didn't want that time tag. Why does time go so fast? Why am I 18 now? Childhood such a blast, but it's gone. Like wow. I really miss way back when I played my crowd with friends. I didn't want that time tag. Hey, I didn't want that time tag. Why does time go so fast? Why am I 18 now? Childhood such a blast, but it's gone. Like wow.
So in this video, I'm basically going to be teaching you how to make these 3 types of ad-libs. By the way, if you want free ad-lib presets and everything like that, then I'm literally just gonna link this entire FLP in the description. Obviously without this, but yeah. So the first sort of layer that I can explain to you is probably the best one that you can do, like hands down, and is the double. It's basically where you say the same thing over again, but it's basically where you say the same thing as the main vocal just to emphasize the point, and it sounds like this.
Way back when I played my crowd with friends. I didn't want that time tag.
See, on the end, I've emphasized certain words, like time to end, and all that stuff. And it sounds pretty good, so I'm just going to quickly show you how I did it. So what I did was I copied over my mains preset onto another channel, and then I turned down the volume a bunch, and then I added the Fruity Stereo Shaper, and I pressed this arrow 2 times over, and then what that did was it just created this like very stereo doubled effect, and yeah, it sounds pretty good. So if you ever want to add some certain emphasis onto certain words and stuff like that, definitely just like say the same thing as what you were saying in the main chorus, and like it'll bring out the vocal a lot more.
Way back when I played my crowd with friends. I didn't want that time tag. Hey, I didn't want that time tag.
You see how much more room that gives in, like, you see how much more space that fills in the song as well. Right, so the next one is ad-libs. These are honestly, the easiest way I can explain this is you're just gonna be your own hype man. So if you end up like saying a line and then you say like, yeah, or you know it afterwards, then that could count as an ad-lib. And it's just like this little thing that sort of just like sits in the background. And I'm going to show you what it sounds like now. So when I say, yeah, and then it delays a lot, that's an ad-lib. And yeah, it just sounds like a second person is on the track just hyping you up. As I said, it's like a hype man on the stage with you.
I really miss way back when I played my crowd with friends. I didn't want that time tag. Hey, I didn't want that time tag. Why does time go so fast? Why am I 18 now? Childhood such a blast, but it's gone. Like wow, I really miss. No. Why does time go so fast? Why am I 18 now?
as you can see, it's a bit of like icing on the cake, really. It doesn't do all that much, but it just makes the vocals sound a lot more, yeah, it just makes the song sound a lot more complete. Now, the final thing I'm going to explain to you is harmonies. Now, this is probably like the hardest one to get, but essentially, with this, right?
But it's gone, like wow.
You're basically just singing the same thing, but with an alternative melody that works with it. And it could literally be, in music theory terms, like a fifth up from what you're singing, or it could be an octave below. But the main thing you're doing with harmonies and stuff like that is just you're literally just like harmonizing with yourself. And you can hear this a lot of the time in songs where artists are trying to make their vocals sound angelic in such a sense. So here's how I'd go about doing harmonies. I'd duplicate the mains over to here, and then I'd literally just drop the 4 on the EQ, on both EQs. I'd turn the chorus all the way up, turn the reverb all the way up, turn the volume more or less the same, and just sing an alternative melody to the main vocal.
But it's gone, like wow.
That's the best way I can explain it, and there are like probably 3 main types of harmonies. There's like something where I call a high overlay, which is like this, like the la wow.
But it's gone, like wow.
Like if you say but it's gone, it could go, instead of but it's gone, you can go but it's gone. Like it's just, I don't know, if you imagine someone singing like do re mi fa sol la ti do or whatever, if you imagine someone singing that do re mi fa sol la ti, then it's basically just like the word above the word that your vocal is singing. I don't know if that makes sense. The second kind of adlib the second kind of harmony that you can do is something I like to call like an octave down, or like a demon effect. What you basically do is, if you want to do this, you kind of just want to duplicate this by going shift and then just bringing it over here. Then you make it unique as sample, just save it wherever, yeah, and then you double click it and then you put the pitch all the way down like that, and then you'll hear this demon effect, which then you can adjust the volume of it by doing this.
It's such a blast, but it's gone, like wow. It's such a blast, but it's gone, like wow. It's such a blast, but it's gone, like wow. I really miss way back when I play my. It's such a blast, but it's gone, like wow.
You'll hear a lot of people like Juice WRLD and stuff like that using that kind of adlib a lot. I think X might have used the adlib, but I don't really listen to his stuff, so I don't know. But basically, that is pretty much how you do adlibs in the shortest way possible. And if any of that didn't make sense to you, then I can guarantee that the course I'm making currently will go over all of this in absolute detail as well. So if you want that, that's going to be top link in the description. It's currently on a pre-sale, so if you want to get it for cheaper or whatever, then you can. And also, if you want free stuff, then it's in the description as well. You just have to do stuff like the video and comment and all that stuff. Anyways, let's talk about our enemy for a sec. It's mediocrity, because we don't want to be normal people. You see, everybody around us has sort of like conditioned us to want to just settle for a 9-to-5 job, and I don't really think that's a viable way of going about living. I think if you can get a 9-to-5 job that you like really love doing, then 100% go for it. But with us as artists, we need to make sure that we don't fall off this path of music creation, because this is what we want to do. We want to make music forever, and there's so many things just in the way, like school can help obviously, but like school, work, social media, distractions, all of that. You just need to find a period of the day where you're just like not distracted whatsoever, so you can just lock in and do your music, even if it's like for an hour a day or whatever. And I think it's really important to like study productivity and stuff like that, so then you can build your life around music and sort of like almost mold life to what you want it to be, rather than letting life mold you into this like extra cog in the machine, if you get what I mean. And there's this phrase that I tell you guys to repeat like over and over and over again, which is I don't want to be normal. Because if you do that, you're setting your sights really far out into the future. Like, you're setting a massive goal which you will work endlessly towards. And I feel even if you shoot for the moon and you miss the moon, you're still gonna be in the stars. Like, you will still know so many people that do music, you will still have a team around you, you will still have a life worth living. I think that's the main thing. And like, even if it doesn't work, you know, we've got like what, fucking 90, 100 more years on this planet, I'd say, with like health and the way it's going right now. So I say just take care of yourself as much as possible. Say I don't want to be normal in your head like a million times, and just keep at it, honestly. These are more or less the guiding principles to our movement at the moment. We got to incorporate self-improvement and music into one, and then once we do that, we'll be unstoppable. And I just want you to like close your eyes quickly and like imagine a future where you have everything that you want. Where are you? What do you have? How did you get it? What are you doing? What does your ideal day look like? And now open your eyes. I want you to hold on to that, write it down somewhere, and just stick it up on your wall. Whatever that goal is, you want to be waking up to it every single day, so then you know that you're still on track. Feel free to subscribe if that little visualization thing helped you. And keep working hard, and I will see you at the top. Goodbye.